Hello and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Saturday, the 20th of February. In the news today, Joe Biden has spoken to other members of the G20, announcing that he is renouncing Trump's stance in global politics and, hoping that America can rejoin the international fold. Um, Good, of course, because we don't want America excluded. But let's hope that he doesn't have the idea that things will just go back to normal. Things never go back to normal. We need to constantly evolve and move forward all policies um, with everything. Global warming, of course, the current problem of pandemic needs to be addressed on a global basis, I think, and many other issues, especially concerning systems of government. America has done a lot of damage before to many countries by insisting that it instills democracy, and we've now seen that American democracy is not a particularly um, strong system. They just managed to scrape through by the skin of their teeth, I think. They have a lot of work to do on their own democratic systems, as well as telling other countries what to do. But let's hope the whole world learns constantly. We are possibly going to learn today because, excuse the traffic noise outside, but today's level is expert level. Yay! So we are looking forward to a challenge today. We haven't seen a tough challenge from the Guardian for some time now, so we're looking forward to that kind of puzzle today, hopefully. Um, so I think I should get on with it because it might end up taking some time. It's a Saturday and I have just finished work. So let's have a look. Eyes down, away we go. First of all, I can see there's a 7 missing from here because 7 is blocking this row. There's a 7 in this column, 7 in this column. So, by a process of elimination, of course, that must be a 7 up here. Hope you understand the logic for that. If you don't, maybe you should try an easier level Sudoku first, because this is labeled as expert, so we're expecting some general, we're expecting people who have already learnt the basics to be playing this kind of game. There is a 3 missing here because 3 blocks this row, 3 blocks this row. So let's start down here with that 3. It is noisy outside today. I apologize if it's annoying you. It's annoying me. Can't do much about it. This 1 extends across this row here, so blocking these 3, meaning that 1 has to appear here. So we are in fact blocking this row in this segment as well, and we can see a 1 in this column, 1 in this column, so a 1 has to appear here. There's a 4 in this column and a 4 in this column and a 4 in this row. So again, we're just looking at blocking, rows and columns that are blocking numbers, leaving just one position for that number to go in. Oh, the noise is worse than ever. Alright, so that's let's see if we can find any other numbers. We might not be given too many today, as it is supposed to be an easy level, an expert level puzzle. Okay, so I can see that this has to be a 7 because we have a 7 in this segment already, and yet this row is lacking a 7, so 7's got to appear here because this 7 blocks, 7 in this column blocks it from appearing here. So that's going to have to be a 7 there. Now my neighbour's out and chatting too. Okay, that's 258. Okay, let's see. I'm just moving I'm glancing around different regions, trying to find anything that is an easy gimme. Because even in expert level puzzles, sometimes there are a couple of easy gimmies. We've had a couple already, I think. and the rest might be more difficult to find. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to start writing in candidates because it is supposedly an expert level puzzle, so I'm going to start doing that now. So wherever I see pairs, that's what I'm going to fill in. So I can see a pair of 4s here and here because this 4 blocks this row, 4 blocks this row. So here we go with 4s. I can see 7s here and here because 7 blocking this column, 7 in this column, and a 7 along the middle here. So 7s are blocking here. 7s, a pair of 7s here because this row is blocked by this 7. 7 down this column leaves 2 possible locations here. 4s up here. There's a 4 in this column, 4 in this column, and a 4 in this row. So this is just basic filling in of pencil marks or candidates, whichever you prefer to call them. But looking specifically for pairs because I think that those are the most useful. Oh, I've just found a number. Oh, good. There's a 6 in this column, 6 in this column. So in that segment, that has to be a 6. What else are we missing here? So there's a pair of 1s here now because... Oh! No. Oops. We have a 1 in this segment already. I apologize. Going a little too quickly. Let's concentrate more avidly. 3s in this are a pair here. 3s are also a pair here. 3s were a pair here because this 3 in this row here, and there's a 3 in this column already. So, like so. Nines are, there's a 9 here blocking this row, so 9s are a pair down here. 9 then, so there's a 9 in this column, 9 in this row, so 9s have to be a pair here. There's a 1 in this row and a 1 in this column, so 2 possible positions for 1 in this segment are here and up here. If we extend that column up, okay, so blocking here, and this 1 blocks here, so 1 and 1 down there. If we extend this 2 down here, we're going to find 2 will be allowed here or here. Eight is going to be a pair here or here because we extend this 8 down this column, this 8 down this column. So we can find 8 as a pair here. Nine runs across here, so 9 is going to be a pair here, and that will in fact give us a 9 here. I just noticed. So we have this 9 across this row here, and 9 across this row here, and an intersecting 9 down here. So that means that has to be a 9, and since we're overwriting a 4, which is part of a pair, we can fill in that number now. Fours are represented by a pair of openings here. We have 4 across here, 4 across here. A pair of 4s go in here. This is quite useful. I think we found an 8 here. So there's an 8 blocking in this column. We are lacking an 8, but there's an 8 blocking this square, an 8 blocking this square, and an 8 blocking this square. So 8 goes in the top left, and we're overwriting a 1, so that 1 goes there like so. We'll make that 1 a pair over here because this 1 extends in this row, 1 extending in this row, and so 1 appears here or here. Basic, again, just basic Sudoku technique. Nothing, I'm not doing anything at all fancy here. This is stuff we should all know, hopefully by now. Okay, the pair of 8s here, this 8 extends across, this 8 extends across, so 2 possible locations for 8s are here. I'm, jumping around here, just filling in these candidates. As I said, I'm looking specifically for pairs. For example, this 9 in this column, 9 in this column, and 9 in this row. And you might be thinking, well, why don't you just focus on one area? Well, I could do that, and many people do play Sudoku in that way, intently focused on one area until you fill in all the candidates or get everything within that one area. And if you find that works for you, then that's the right approach for you. For me, I've found that shifting all around the grid in a kind of random fashion is the most efficient way for me to find the numbers. I found this has to be a 4. In this row, we don't have a 4, but there's a 4 in this segment already. So these 2 squares are actually blocked, and there's a 4 blocking here. So actually 4 goes here. Maybe I could have found that one earlier, just didn't notice it. And that's how Sudoku is, right? We just sometimes don't see these things, even though they're staring us in the face. There's a pair of 5s here and here. This 5 blocks this square, so 5 will appear as a pair here and here. We don't really have many 5s, do we? In fact, I think that's the only given 5 on the grid. So 5 is no doubt going to be the helpful aid to finishing the puzzle. This is a 3. Okay, we have a 3 blocking this row, 3 blocking this row, and a 3 in this column, in fact. And so that has to be a 3 there. Okay. Okay. There are usually fast passages and slow passages, like a piece of music. If we were running at the same tempo all the way through, we might get bored, or maybe it's a pop song, but if it's a classical piece, maybe the tempo varies to create emotion, tension. In my case, if you hear me shut up for a long time, that's tension, because it means I can't see anything. Okay, missing numbers from here are 2, 5, 8. 2, 5, 8 in this row, and we have a pair of intersecting 8s, so 8 has to be there. So 2 and 5 are our missing numbers in this row, I believe, so I'll just scribble those in. Don't know if that helps us anyway. Not much, I guess. Okay, so now in this, I should have seen this before, no doubt. There's this, in this segment here, this 9 does block this, is not allowed here, and so 9 has to be a pair here and here, and of course that leaves only 5 as the last remaining number, so that goes there. And that's good, because we had 8 here and 8, 9 here, so that means that's got to be a 9. It has to be an 8, right? 9 is blocking this square, and the last remaining number in that column is an 8. Let's get rid of this candidate 9 and fill in the missing number, which is 5, I believe. So 2525 here. We know that this is going to be either a 2 or a 5. There are 3 numbers missing, but we know because there are only 2 cells on this, in this row. So whatever that is, that's going to be a 2 or 5 as well. and whatever the other number is will be down here. What is the other number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, 8. So 8 is going to be a pair here, like so. Noise is getting quite obnoxious now. Drill sounds seem to be getting worse. 5 blocking this row, 5 blocking this row, leaving a pair here and here. Fours, 4 blocking this row now, so a pair of 4s up here. So I'm not sure how much further we're going to be able to get just looking for pairs. We will soon have to start, likely we'll soon have to start filling in all of the missing candidates, because we can only go so far just simply looking for pairs. It's a good technique, but it does come to an end in expert level puzzles also. Okay, 2, 5, 2, 5. Okay, I think that I am now going to need to fill in all of the missing candidates, because I don't really see any other pairs. So I think that's it. I'm just going to have to fill in the missing candidates now. So I happen to know that 2 and 5 are missing in this segment, and they're not being blocked by anything else. So 2 and 5. So my personal preference is to fill in 2 and 5 in the bottom right hand of the square. So all of my pairs I've put in the top left to indicate that's a pair within a segment, and anything else I put in the bottom right to indicate it's not a pair within that segment, just because it just speeds things up for me personally, I think. Where to go next? I'm just looking around in case there's anything. Okay, so let's say down here. So 2, 5 are the missing numbers here, but nothing is blocking anywhere. 2 and 5, popular numbers today. If you're a believer in omens, etc., I guess you might be wanting to use those as your lottery numbers. Here in Thailand, people have dreams, and their dream is converted into a lottery number. Or sometimes they stare at trees for hours on end, until apparently the tree reveals the magic lottery number. And of course there are always tales of, yes, I won the lottery after choosing my favorite number. Of course there are no tales given of I lost the lottery because I chose my favorite number or the number from my dream. People are humorous sometimes, unintentionally. Here we are missing 1, so let's fill that in here. 2, we've got 3, 4, 5, we've got 6 is our last remaining number. We don't have any intersecting 6s, so we'll have to fill it in here. Up here we are missing 2. Are there any 2s to help us? No 2s can help us, so 2 goes in here. 3, 4, 5 again. We are really lacking in 5s today, so 5 is going to go here and here and here. 6 is across the central row here, and nowhere else. So 6, 6, 6, and 6, 7, 8, 9 we've got already. So I see something already here. See, I see 6, 5, 2, 6, 5, 2, and 2, 5. Okay, so that means that here we have three numbers in, okay, I'm going to just avoid this for the moment. We have three numbers completed, and it's only those three numbers, right? 6, 5, and 2 in three squares, and that means that within this column now, there can't exist any other 6, 5s, or 2s. It means we can now remove candidate 6 here, and in my own way of doing this, I'm going to put 6 up into the top left because it now represents a pair, and somehow or another that's going to save me time later, I hope. We know, of course, this is going to be a 7, 1. There are more numbers to fill in, but we know it has to be a 7 or 1 because these three are 6, 5, and 2, and we have 7, 1 here. There aren't any intersecting 7s or 1s here that can tell us, so we know that has to be a 7 or a 1. Okay, how are we doing? Anything else? Right, so I'm going to have to come and do, let's try this one here. Any intersecting 2s? No, none. So 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. 3 we have already. 4s, we've got 5s. No, we've just got this 5 blocking this square here, and that's it. So 5 is everywhere today. 5, 5. 6 is blocking this column here. The 6 blocks this column here. So there are 3 possible locations for 6. We come here like this. 7 we've got, 8 we've got, 9 we've got, so we are finished there. Okay, just having a quick look around in case there's anything useful. I don't see anything useful at the moment, so I just have to continue. Right, 1 we've got here. We don't have 2 yet. There's an intersecting 2 blocking this row here, so 2 must appear either here, 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 or here. 3s, there's a 3 blocking this column and a 3 blocking this square here, but none running across, so 3s can go anywhere in this column here. 4, 5, 6 we don't have yet. There's a 6 in this column, and there's a 6 running across this central row here, so it's blocking here, and there are 4 locations. So here, oh sorry, take that back, there are 3 locations here, here, and here. 6, 2, 6, 2, that looks in line, that seems to be right. Have we finished? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we have finished that. Ha! An error has been staring at me the whole time. Look, I've got a 9 here. I've put in a pair of 9s here. I'm not sure if I did this before I wrote this 9 in or after. I may have just missed it and done it after. Clearly there's a 9 in this column already, so oops, I'm sorry if you've been looking at the screen laughing at me. Well, I'm glad I gave you some fun at least. That was silly, wasn't it? Okay, never mind. Anyway, that might be useful later. I do also believe now that this is the only 4. Oh no, we have one up here. Nope, speaking too soon. Okay. All right. Okay, let's keep at it. All right. So there's only one more segment to fill in the candidate. So this one here blocks this row. So we go 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. 2 blocks this row here. So we go 2, 2, 2, and 2. 3s are blocking this column and this column. and again there's no intersecting 3s, so 3s are here. 4, 5, 6 across the center here, and that's it. So 6, 6, 6, as they like to say, the devil's number, and 6, 6 down here. Again, more random nonsense. 7 down in this column, and a 7 in this row gives 3 possible locations for a 7. I said before that can't be a 6, didn't I? I said that has to be a 7 or a 1. I've just forgotten. 6, 5, and 2 are forbidden here, so I shouldn't fill that in. 7s are here and here. I apologize. 8 and 9 we've done already. Right, so it's time to start looking around the grid, and I think it might take some time. If it does, I may have to pause the video and come back later. If I decide it's going to take me a long time, I don't see anything that's really obvious, I may have to pause the video. Sometimes when I do that, which is not very often, almost never, but if I do, sometimes as soon as I pause the video, I see the thing immediately. That's life. But anyway, for the moment I shall stare. I do notice a mistake though. I've filled in a candidate 6 here. Oh, when I've actually got a 6 running along this row. So luckily I've spotted that, and lucky I've spotted it right now too, because oh dear, really not very good on me on my part. But now that we see a 5, that I eliminate that 6 because there's one here. This is a 5, 2, and this is a 5, 2. So nothing else can be a 5 or a 2. So this square, which contains 6, 5, 2, has to be a 6. Phew. Oh dear. That was very bad of me. Now it also means, of course, that I get rid of candidate 6 here. And it also means there's only one available location for 6 up here, because this 6 blocks this square, right? So I can fill the 6 in there, and it's 4, part of a pair. This is why I put pairs in the top left, because it's easy to see. And so clearly I can write in the 4 there, like so. And when I bring that 4 down, I'll see I had a pair of 4s here, so I can remove candidate 4 and fill it in. And notice that I'm overwriting a 1, and so the 1 I can fill in. I'm overwriting an 8, so I can fill in the 8. And this is how writing pairs can speed up the situation. There's a 1 or a 2 in this cell here. We now have an intersecting 1, so that has to be a 2. The last remaining number from this row is a 3, so I can fill that in there. I've got several things to do. I'm going quite quickly. I can see I've got to remove candidates, but I also, I have got single candidates left, so I'm going to fill them in as well. 7, when I fill in the 7, that leaves only a 2 here. When I do the 2, that leaves that as a 6. And this is a 3. When we consider there's a 6 up here now, that has to be a 2. There's one number remaining, which is 5 in this column. When we bring the 5 down and see a 2, 5 here, we know that's a 2. There's one last number here, which is an 8. The last remaining number here is 5. This is a 2, that's a 5. Have we got the 2, 5 here? No, not yet. Okay, 7 ones. Okay, that looks okay. Our 3 here now means that has to be a 9, and our 3 is up here. 3, we had a pair of 3s up here, so that becomes 3 in that location. Now I better remove this candidate. Probably I've got other candidates to remove too. Yes, I have. I've got to get rid of these 3s in this segment, of course. There's a 2, so I've got to get rid of the 2s. There's a 7 here, which I had down to 7 and 1, so that has to be a 1. I remember I had a 7 and 1 exclusive pair here, so that's got to be a 7. So I can remove that, and that will now be a pair of 6 and 1, 6 and 1. Okay, I'll just put that up there just in case it makes it easier. 6 and 1, 6 and 1. We have no 1 here now, of course. So what's left? 9. This 9 has to be 9 blocks here, and that was a pair. And also you can see there's 9 left here. There's only one number missing in this row. It should be a 6. I believe it is. This pair of 6 and 1 here, that's a 1, that's our 6. Let's get rid of candidate 6 here. And candidate 9. So we've got 5 here and 5, 7 here. So that means that has to be a 5 and that has to be a 7. 5 here, 5, 2. Up here, that's a 1, right? So our 1 blocks here, that's a 1. Our 5 here in this column means that that's a 2. Our last remaining number here is a 5. This was a 2 or a 5, so it has to be a 2. And the last remaining numbers now are, this is a 9 because 9 blocks here, so that's 9. And the last number for that segment is 5. Our expert level puzzle was done at an extremely rapid pace at the end. It took a while to see stuff, and basically just from my own mistake, from not noticing something earlier on. Otherwise it would have gone even quicker. But I hope you enjoyed that, and if you've been stuck on this puzzle, I hope that now you've managed to see how to solve it. That's it for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Sunday tomorrow with the Observer, but always an ungraded puzzle from them if they have one. If it's just a killer Sudoku, by the way, I won't be doing it because I don't do killer Sudokus. That's it for today. Bye bye.